The First Coast's most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, certified by Weather Rate, sponsored by AC Designs.
Welcome in, folks. Happy Monday. It is looking even better than a Monday out there today. Gorgeous weather, blue sky, sunshine after some of the rain and even storms that we saw late yesterday afternoon and really through the evening hour and that dinner time hour. Although not everyone saw them, Lou. Some folks really north of the Jacksonville airport, Nassau County, up across much of Georgia, perhaps saw a little bit of rain, but really those folks just saw the increase in cloud cover. Everyone else got a heavy dose of rain and downpours last night, but today, completely different story. Not even a cloud in the sky out there. 74 degrees in St. Augustine. The birds are certainly just chirping away out there on the roof. Loving it. We got a lot of dry air in place as well, and we can thank the dry air for really just the beautiful weather we've got set up here today and really over the next couple of days.
Love seeing the guy in the boat in St. Augustine. Takes my jealousy up to a 10, but I am excited for him. Good for him to get out on the boat and enjoy life a little bit. If it's a Monday and you're able to get out and get after it, good for you. It's Ross, it's Lew. So glad you're with us here on a Monday as we kind of dive into the here and the now, and we'll go into what's next. We'll talk tropics, get a look at our football.
A little bit.
Okay, so that's kind of our outline of things to come, but the theme will be dry air, cool mornings, comfortable afternoons here for the next little while. You see satellite and radar picture clear. Hard pressed to even find the cloud out there. Temperatures out west a little bit warmer. Get a little bit closer to the influence of the ocean, and you're in those lower 70s.
St. Simon's Island.
I know.
70 degrees.
70, right? They have had it, and this is. 39-degree dew point, that's a little alarming.
Yeah.
It kind of, just looking at that, reading that number, kind of makes my nose feel dry. You know?
Is that what's happening over there right now?
Like nosebleed territory almost. 39 dew point, which, forecasting tool, you look at where kind of some of the lower dew points are and where they'd be through the evening, and that you can anticipate that'll be where your coolest overnight temperatures will be, especially as the winds die down a bit overnight.
Yeah.
Which we'll kind of begin to see now at the beaches. Not so much, right? You're going to have the influence of the ocean, but also maybe a little more of a breeze, and we can have a pretty big temperature difference in Duval, just Duval County. I mean, you get out the west side of Duval, out towards Baldwin and White House, and those folks could wake up in the upper 50s, around 60, and if you go out to the beach, you might be 12 to 15 degrees warmer than some spots just west of Duval.
Some folks might be waking up and putting shorts and a t-shirt on.
Yep.
And other folks are waking up with sweatpants, sweatshirt, sweater, whatever you got to try and stay cool out there. Or perhaps another way to think about it, you might be just throwing on the flip-flops to take the dog for the walk if you live out at the beach. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you live in McClenny or Lake City or anywhere inland, Waycross even, you're keeping those socks on.
Yeah.
And sliding some shoes on. You're not going out in the flip-flops probably.
Waycross and it really are anywhere inland southeast Georgia, but Brunswick is included in this, and Glenn County, Camden County, west of I-95. The trip to school in the morning, kids are going to need a little jacket. Maybe the sweater or just a hoodie or something, because it will be cool for sure for them. And even here in Jacksonville, officially getting into the 50s as we wake up in the morning, getting to be that time of year, and it won't be long. We get to Halloween, and those temperatures we're going to see, which we'd call cool, are going to be seasonable. And it is a front on parade kind of situation. The parade of fronts, the front.
When it's parade season, if you think about it, Halloween parades. Veterans Day parades.
Wait.
It's that time of the year that the parades.
Halloween parade?
You've never gone to a Halloween parade?
I don't know what that is.
What?
I'm unfamiliar with your game.
Okay, so growing up.
Veterans Day parade, yes. But
there was always a Halloween parade that the local high schools and like everyone kind of in the community would go to. But it was the one time, instead of wearing your band uniform, although I was a football player, I was also in marching band.
You and Anthony Austin.
Yeah. Big baritone player over here.
Okay.
But you could wear your Halloween costume and you marched and played, but in your costume. And
For the town. You'd have a town parade.
Yeah, no, it wasn't our town. It was the town north of us. But the local high schools and communities all came together. Yeah, it was a big deal. Halloween parade.
Listen, folks, check me if I'm out of line. I've never been to a Halloween parade in my life.
Well, see, I grew up and lived somewhere where when it's Halloween, the leaves actually change color.
Okay.
And it actually looks like Halloween. The corn stalks are out. The pumpkins aren't rotting from the heat and moisture during the afternoon because it's actually cool.
That's a segment somebody within the weather department, I think, would do well with. And now we're kind of too late to see, but maybe next year as we get into fall and those pumpkins start getting put out,
Like how quickly they...
Yeah, how long, I mean, because you'll see those pumpkins get put out, early September.
Way too early.
Way too early. I mean, you can't get it. You certainly can't carve it yet.
No. It's not even lasting until the 1st of October.
Because once you put a knife in one of those things, it's over.
Yeah.
Your countdown is on like 4 or 5 days. But it's awfully early. Now,
do you and your kids carve pumpkins?
We kind of paint the pumpkin.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to carve, so I don't get the guts all over the place, and they last longer, so they'll paint a face on the pumpkin. You know what I mean?
Some might say carving takes more skill. Apparently, you don't have that.
I don't have that. As I was born with skills, Ross, many, but carving a pumpkin did not fall into my skill set.
I always like to get the stencils that you pin to the front of it.
Yeah,
you poke out the little tiny holes, and then you carve it, and it looks like you're just like a genius.
Yeah,
like a Picasso.
Sure.
And you're like, yeah. I just thought of this when in reality.
The pumpkin carving thing, it goes back to the original point. It's like you're going to carve it, but then it's going to rot. And then the neighborhood cats and possums all going to be in it, and we're just going to have a world of issues. So we paint it. And that's our festival. But we haven't done it yet. So we're getting kind of...
We still got time.
But yeah, there is time. That's the other thing. There's time.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of great fall festivals around. There's a great one up in Hilliard that the church kids just went to for my church. And they said it was absolutely awesome. Had the petting zoo, had the goats and the horses and stuff. The kids interact with them. But all of it. The big thing of corn that you can jump into.
Okay.
That's your speed. That's your speed. I know you're jumping into all the corn.
I mean, I don't think we really had
the corn kernels.
Because we just picked our own corn.
Picked your own corn.
Yeah. But I know some of our reporters here, I don't know if you saw it, Christina Burgess, Sydney Deshawn, I think there was a group of them that went to some sort of fall thing like that. Wesley Farms, maybe, is what it was called. I don't know where that is.
I'm not sure.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. There's one down in Hastings or in southern St. Johns County. Used to be Sykes Cooper. I think it might just be one Sykes now. I don't know if Cooper's still involved. But anyway, great. It's a lot of fun.
Before we continue, what did you do with your pumpkin after you were done painting it? Like the season, Halloween's over, it's past. What did you use the pumpkin for? What did you do with it?
Well, since it has paint on it, you can't feed it to an animal. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
You really shouldn't.
Okay.
So it hits the dump.
Oh.
What do you?
Not as resourceful as some of us.
What do you do, Boy Scout?
Well, damn right. Yeah.
Boy Scout it up. You make a pie. You make a bread.
The start of buck season in Pennsylvania is only a couple weeks away.
Okay.
You got to get your scope set.
Okay. That's the practice. I was gonna say, I live in the burbs. I'm in.
You put the target on the pumpkin. Put it at 100 yards, 150 yards. Let's zone that scope in.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yep. Pumpkin season is upon us. Ross got his sweet little pumpkin spice latte the other day.
I did.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
The venti to be caffeinated, and he only needs just one of those, I guess, per month because you haven't done that since.
Well, that you know of.
So we have gone 10 minutes into this stream, and we have talked like 3 weather graphics. And I know we're going to have to take a break here in about 20 seconds. Anything we need to get off our chest before we dive into the nitty-gritty after the break?
Just that it is a parade of fronts here.
Okay, parade of fronts. That's where we got in this. Parade of fronts. And it's actually doing us some favors when it comes to the tropics and the things that we're watching down in the Caribbean. Professional leading me into that transition to the break. So we'll talk about everything else coming up right after this short timeout. Stay with us.
Welcome back in, folks. Lew, we talked about the parade of fronts, the drier, cooler air. I want to show you kind of what's on tap. We show you what's on tap for tonight. Let's give a look ahead to your Tuesday tomorrow. It's going to be a nice, cool start. We talked about some of those morning lows, but afternoon temperatures perhaps going to be a little bit warmer than what we saw here today. A west-southwest wind, 5 to 10, perhaps even gusting to 15 miles per hour in a few locations. So that's going to warm us up low, even mid-80s for some of us out there for your Wednesday. But Wednesday night, Lew, we talked about the fronts. Here comes the next one. Very little with regard to rain chances, but there was going to be significantly or substantial amounts of dry air behind this front that is going to filter down across the First Coast at least through Thursday. So I want to give you a peek ahead. We're talking Thursday morning. We don't often talk about morning lows, but I think this is significant just because these are more than likely going to be the coldest temperatures or the coldest morning lows that we've had in over 6 months. It's been pretty much dating back until mid-April since we've had temperatures this low.
Yeah, and
so it might be a shock to the system for some folks.
This will be, the first morning where I think a majority of us are going to need the sweatshirt, the jacket, Thursday morning. So circle it on the calendar. It's going to, and we talk about morning lows this time of year. All summer it's basically the same, right? It's the same. You don't need to prepare for anything. The only thing you really ever need to think about in the summer during the morning time is the rare instances where we had rain chances, and that's when we kind of focus in. But this, you're going to need to focus on for school preps, heading out to work. The kids are going to need that classic sort of wrap and peel scenario where they're taking the jacket with them to school if they're a walker, biker, even bus rider, whatever, and by recess or a little after, right around dismissal, they'd probably be sweating through their layer. We're not getting hot, but if you're in the upper 70s and you're still wearing the hoodie, you're probably going to have to tuck that thing in the backpack. So my concern as we get up to the mid upper 70s by Thursday afternoon, the chilly morning, sunny and dry, beautiful, is my fear as a parent is always the nice jacket that gets left at school.
Oh, yeah. Because they don't need it on the way home then.
Don't need it. And then are you going to pack it in the already very, very full backpack? Are you going to remember? Or are you just going to leave it on the back of your chair or at the lunch table? And then we're having to dig through Lost and Found. We're rifling through things. And now we got to spend another $50 on a jacket.
That happens.
Prepare it does. It's amazing. The things that get left behind the most are the water bottles and the jackets, for heaven's sakes.
For me, it was the umbrella.
The umbrella.
All the time.
Always left your umbrella.
Yeah.
And you'd have to get a new one. Now, Baker County Fair. Let's get excited. Out of McClenny. Let's go to town. Let's go see your prize pig. Let's go ride the Ferris wheel. Absolutely just wonderful conditions really all week, as we get into the fair.
And these are temperatures as gates open at 6.
Yeah.
So this, if you've never been to the Baker County Fair, this is more of an late evening thing. So gates open 6 p.m. every single night. Temperatures there, 70s for pretty much every evening. But it's going to cool off pretty quick. So you might not walk into the fair wearing the sweatshirt. It might be a good idea to have the sweatshirt tied around the waist, the flannel tied around your waist maybe. Not only is it a fashion statement and an outfit statement.
Yeah, but it's practical.
Yes, you're able to utilize it later on.
And gentlemen, emphasize, and I'm underscoring gentlemen here, because you that's what you want to be. That's what you aspire to be, and I'm sure of it. I'm talking to Ross through the camera. You said if his date, there he is, gentlemen, is you take your date to the fair, and you of course have subtly reminded your date, hey, maybe a jacket's not a bad idea. Maybe take it with you. Pack it in the back of the pickup truck. But of course, that date forgets. It's probably going to happen. You, as a gentleman, need to be prepared to take your jacket off then and put it on that date's shoulders, and just be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Because that person might get a little chilly. Chances are the date is the one that's going to be a little more cold natured, might get a little cooler a little faster.
Yeah.
So just have that in your back pocket too,
Wow.
and you're going to score a lot of points. That plus a couple corn dogs.
Ugh.
No?
No.
Did I just get a on a
not
fair
a corn dog guy. No. Go with some funnel cakes.
Funnel cake's great. Okay.
I like getting like hot sausages or like a cheesesteak or something at a fair.
Yeah. I'm not kicking any of them out of bed. They're all good.
Okay. Very passionate.
Corn dog, candy apple.
Ugh.
I'm gonna rot my teeth. But I go hard at
hard to bite into that with the caramel over it.
Yeah.
Caramel, however you would like to
caramel.
pronounce it.
Candy apple, the red. I don't really prefer. I prefer the candied apples, the ones that has the red kind of crystallized coating on the outside.
You a cotton candy guy?
No, not really. Not enough substance.
Okay.
The kids love it though.
Yeah.
But then you do that, you win a little. You win your date a prize.
Yeah. A little penny toss or ring toss.
You have successfully completed.
Throw the
date
darts
night
at the
on Friday
balloons.
night. Yeah, that's right. Take home a goldfish. You know what I mean? That was always the big prize of the year. Bring home a goldfish.
Yeah.
All right, keep it going, Ross. World War II. Oh, perfect.
Let's talk tropics here a little bit. We're gonna have to take a break in a couple minutes, but
we'll get back into it. So Wave is now in the Caribbean, okay, and has very, very favorable conditions. You know, not much shear in the Caribbean right now. Very, very warm water in the Caribbean right now. Still an invest, right? So 98L is what we're going to be referring to this as. Hurricane Center, of course, refers to these as areas of investigation. What they're really keying in on. Not quite the depression yet, not quite the tropical storm, which would be Melissa yet, but we've got 40-mile-an-hour winds with this. So we need to get a little more data, some reconnaissance into this thing to actually get truth on the ground with it or on the ocean with it. But chances are it's not going to be long before we actually have a depression with this. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when they officially pull the trigger on that and give it a go. And I keep refreshing the Hurricane Center's tweets because they'll usually tweet out something like 10 minutes before they do it. And I was just wondering if maybe it would happen at 5. Or it could be later tonight or tomorrow. But either way, it'll be an interesting initial cone. Mm-hmm. And it might have those initial Imelda cone vibes where you kind of get a pretty tight day 2, day 3, and then really balloons out wide.
And it's just like a circle, essentially.
Yeah, a big circle at day 5. That would be what would you have to do with current model guidance because there's kind of two main resolutions with this. A faster, quicker developing system that curves hard to the right up towards Hispaniola, perhaps as far west as Cuba, and then gets really pulled out with the jet and all these fronts that are coming through. That resolution does not pose any threat to the United States right now and would be out towards in the Atlantic by through the weekend. We're looking into the first of next week. So that would be a little bit quicker resolution. The slower of the resolution would be a more south trend on those computer models, taking it into Central America or that area, but still could meander. And that's the one that we need to watch a little more carefully for a little bit longer. All right, break time. We're going to take a quick one and be right back, kind of wrap things up with the tropics. So stay with us.
Welcome back in, folks. Let's talk a little bit more here about the tropics and continue this discussion, Lou. We had
beautiful map.
The dry air shown on there, a lot of dry air over really just the entire state of Florida. But another part of this, another factor to the equation, big dip down here in the jet stream, down across the Gulf, down towards the Bahamas, but also a lot of wind shear is typically seen with that as well. From Jacksonville down to Miami, northern Cuba, the Bahamas, not only through the end of this week, but through next weekend and even in the start of early next week. And of course, tropical systems, they don't like wind shear. And that's really going to act as an hindrance and almost like a barrier to a certain regard with, for the most part, keeping any threat of the storm away from us here.
Yeah, and so this also tells a great story, noting how little wind shear there is over the Caribbean right now.
Correct.
So that's one of the reasons why this thing could develop rather quickly here over the next few days and looking towards the end of the work week. But also with that shear and a couple of computer models that we're kind of looking at, with the jet dipping, and that's seasonable. This is not this. You get October, November, jet will make its way. This air up to where the airplanes fly is moving awfully quickly over this part of the world right now. So if this potential, and would be our in-house computer modeling, if this potential resolution happens to where you're getting the quicker right turn, quicker development, really getting torn apart, first of all, by the mountains of Hispaniola. But it's at this point where it's approaching the Bahamas. You have to think, just physics. The jet is going to steer that out and away, and then rip, and ultimately kind of serve to rip it apart.
Yeah.
So that's kind of now the Euro again showing that more southern. It stays a little south of the jet, stays south of Jamaica and Cuba,
and just kind of meanders it around in the Western Caribbean,
which is possible too because the steering currents aren't strong there, which would indicate a weaker system longer, and that's entirely possible too. Though you think about the conditions right now being favorable for a quicker development, so we'll have to see which holds true. Either way, with current thought, it's not looking the highest likelihood that the southeastern United States needs to really concern itself at this point.
Yeah.
Lot to determine, lot to still kind of work out and hammer out with this. And we'll watch carefully through the end of the week and the weekend before we really get some fine-tuned forecasting. But keep checking in. So far, so I'm still a solid 5 games back.
You are. Just a quick update here, since you're going to have your stream with Bobby and Rich tomorrow. So we're not going to be able to talk about it.
Yep.
So we're not making our picks today, but a quick look ahead to what games we are picking for this upcoming weekend.
You put South Carolina back on.
Lucky for you, South
it's an ABC
Carolina.
game.
They are on national